Hey guys, this is Gary Spagnoli here, the founder of Zen Anchor Digital, also the founder of Analytics Mates, the GA4 specialist platform. We provide GA4 services to all websites on the internet. I'm here with our analytics specialist, Kenneth Van Dong. We are here today to discuss the auto-migration emails that were sent out to Google Universal Analytics users. Basically, it was a warning email that was sent out where if you have not yet set up the new Google Analytics, GA4, auto migration is going to happen soon for you automatically. So I want to go through what we're going to be covering today. We're going to keep this meeting short. The biggest thing is the following. We're going to really get into the pros and cons here. But first, let's talk about that email. So this is the email. We'll soon configure GA4U, GA4 for you. And they may be auto doing this by the end of Q2, going into July. So Ken, I want to open the floor to you. And yeah, tell us a little bit about the benefits of this, but also the challenges of why we may not advise our clients to do this.
Okay, sure. So recently I attended an event by MeasureMind, and in that event we discussed what will be, the pros and cons of using the auto migration feature of Google Analytics. Now, there are a lot of cons, and there is one pro on this initiative by Google. So we're going to talk about first about the cons of this. Now, first is that there is no solid documentation on what will exactly happen. Google only advised that they will copy all the analytics configuration. So to me, this is pretty general, considering that the two tracking tools are different. Let's say, for example, you can have different views while views are not supported in GA4. So no documentation in which view setting will be migrated, since some of the settings has GA4 counterpart. And number two is that not all universal analytics configuration is supported in GA4. Say, for example, regarding the goal migration, it is only available for destination and event goals, since these are the two types of goals that is supported in GA4. So basically what will happen is that all the other goals will not be migrated, and you'll have to set that up manually. Number three is that GA4 conversion is only limited to 30 conversions for standard properties. This means that only 30 goals will be migrated from your Universal Analytics properties to GA4. If you have multiple views with different goals, that is important to keep in mind, because you may have more than 30 goals and not all of it will be migrated to GA4. And lastly, the clutter. So you may have a lot of Universal Analytics configuration that you don't need anymore, or that's not updated. Those settings will be migrated as well.
Yeah. So the big four here, which we'll be highlighting in our blog as well, is the destination or the documentation is the first thing. So they're not really telling you that much about what is happening during this auto migration. I'm sure they're going to give us more documentation in Q2 at some point, but right now, if you check this off, it's unclear all the components here that are being put in place, because they just haven't given us documentation. The second is the limitations on the goals, on the type of goals that you would be tracking. So if, for example, if you're tracking a goal based off of time on page or scrolling at some point, and that is an engagement goal that you include in your marketing funnel, that's not going to be included. Correct, Ken?
Correct.
And then there's a limitation on the goal conversions in comparison to UA. And lastly, clutter. So what is the pro, though, if we were to do this, Ken?
Well, the pro is basically if they will have Google to automatically migrate their universal analytics, they'll have data sooner rather than setting up GA4 later. That's one of the main that's one of the
Some
main
data is
pros.
better than no data, essentially.
Correct.
So that makes sense. So our recommendation, though, what would you recommend, Ken, to anybody that gets these emails? What should they do?
Well, to me, auto migration is not entirely a bad thing because, like I said before, it will assist you in gathering more data now than setting up a GA for later. But it's still recommended to proceed with caution because, you know, um, GA4 is entirely different. So you'll have to do, what's best for your business and what fits your business.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, our view at ZenAnchor and Analytics Mates is, yeah, go ahead, set up the auto configuration if you'd like. It is still advised that you'll want to speak with a professional, a GA4 certified specialist, whether that's with us at Analytics Mates where we can help, or somebody in-house, somebody that you hire, or as your analytics manager internally. So there's value in testing out the migration. Otherwise, to get some data, but yeah, there's going to be challenges with some of the stuff going on there. Last thing I want to show before we wrap here is the toggle. So Ken, there's a way for us to turn off the auto migration. Can we go through that?
Yeah, sure. So there is an option for you to opt out on this auto migration. So it's actually located under the admin settings on GA4 Setup Assistant. And at the bottom, there's like a toggle where you can opt in or opt out of the auto migration.
Yeah. So we're opted out here because I'm showing analyticsmates.com, the universal analytics setup. You can turn this off or on. If you're working with professional, you probably should turn it off for now. If you, to our point of just collecting any data, just getting something set up, you could keep this on. So check it out under the admin section after logging into Universal Analytics and going under GA4 Setup Assistant. All right, cool. Ken, is there anything else you want to share?
That's it. That's it.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, follow us on our blog, follow us on our website at analyticsmates.com. We're going to continue to share videos like this as we continue to learn more and more about GA4. Thanks so much. We'll talk online.